Meghan Markle here.
Alright, GP News was the only British outlet to write about Natasha Archer's Instagram. Over the weekend, the IG account, after she left Natasha Archer, after she left working with what's her name? With the royal family. Her IG account was public, and then the squad took screenshot of some of the people she was following. So if she's a stylist and the people she's dressing are dressing almost the same as Meghan, so you know where she's getting her inspiration from. And meaning that the UK media apparatus is 1001% aware that work-shy Kate is in diabolical state, and in my humble opinion, not well at all. Kate could have at least changed the color. I'm telling you. This is what I said in past videos about that. I could understand you looking at something for inspiration, but the exact same thing. You can't make this thing up. Kate could have easily changed the color of the dress. It doesn't take that much effort or creativity to make her wardrobe copying less obvious. But apparently, even for that, her new one seems to be permanently stuck on copy-paste. That's so odd. Who needs, this is why I said they make the stylish job easy. Maybe she did look at Meghan's thing for inspiration and then, did a little bit change here and there, but it seems like when she brings things back to them, they want the exact same thing that Meghan was wearing. So they make her job easier and get the exact same thing. It's two problems for the voter. It validates spare, and the narrative that Meghan is jealous of that woman is blown out of water. That's why they are not reporting, and they're hoping this blows over. Kate really has a disturbing obsession with Meghan, the original deranger. Avoid clashes and royal wardrobes. Did she miss the whole stepping down and moving to California thing? What event will Kate and Meghan both be attending that a wardrobe clash will be noticeable? Grasping at straws. And the other thing as well, it seems like they're living in Stone Age. They probably think, okay, there's Meghan in another country wearing this dress, and there she is in the UK wearing this dress. They forgot about the internet, how quickly things happen. The moment you put it out there, people from millions of miles away will see it right away. So they think the people in the UK or the US will not be able to see the copy unless they are setting something for the future. Again, these people like to think ahead. Many of the things that they're doing now may not apply for our current time, maybe for the future. So they could say they switch the narrative over. And this is what's good with the squad. So we have all of those information, my videos, people's talking, writing about it. The squad is letting people know what is actually happening, because they could easily in the future say it was the other way around, it's Meghan who's copying her, when in fact it's her who's copying Meghan. All right, so that's another thing. There's all of that. Years before, who copy who? I don't know. Do they pay someone for them to ignore such obvious stories with so much proof, or it's about race and who they are willing to protect? Even Google is lying, saying the two share the same fashion contact, and that is why. Oh, please. Oh my God. We need to create the squad are doing their own thing. Well, my videos every day pretty much confirm some of these things that's going on here. Oh my God, this is too much to read. There's the copies again. All right, the sources have been source talking. Quote, Natasha was the one who fed William with doubt about Harry. What? Apparent this is the first crack in the palace walls. Okay, so they're blaming her now. Okay, let's see here. I wasn't gonna read it, but Kate Middleton confident kept Meghan Markle at arm's length, says source, July 14, yesterday. Quote, she was the buffer, the blocker, the person who kept Meghan at arm's length and fed William doubt about Harry, the insider said, referring to the exit as karma. The source added, they waited years for cracks in the palace walls, and this is the first one. Meanwhile, peace talk was conducted last week between the aides of Prince Harry and King Charles III, although the meeting was held to patch things up between the father and son duo. Prince William's absence raised eyebrow. The news came after speculation around the Duke's role and the monarch's funeral plans. Oh my God, these people are talking as if Charles already dead. I think they're planning on him. Oh my goodness. Allegedly. Why are they talking like that? Sources claim that he and his wife will get an invitation but will allegedly not be allowed to sit with other royals. I mean, why? If this is true, okay, we already know many of these people lie a lot. If this is true, why would you put yourself in this situation? I don't know. Kate Middleton confident kept Meghan Markle at arm's length, says source. You could read that. Oh my God. They love to create nonsense. Can they just leave the Duke and Duchess of Sussex alone and out of this cesspit of madness? Next, they'll tell us Natasha forced Kitty to dress like Meghan. Okay, girl, there's the laugh here. They will have to invent a bigger bus to throw Natasha under. Those palaces are truly like the Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. If it behaves like a cult, control like a cult, and punish leavers like a cult, it's a cult. She didn't say that, but there's the question mark here. Would it be allowed to sit with other royals at Charles' funeral? If that's the case, I'll tell them to throw. That's absolutely disgusting if true. Hopefully, Miss Archer has a fortified support network because, as we all know, she's going to need it, especially once the firm sends out that bat signal to the British media, hate squad it's on. Natasha girl, you're in trouble. It seems like when you work with these people, you're gonna have to either record yourself talking to them or something to keep receipt. But let's move on. Next one. He's talking about Natasha as well. Okay, Natasha is about to find out that no one leaves that palace peacefully, especially one who does an interview with the media after departure. Did she do an interview? She's about to be ripped to pieces. They've already started with articles that she is the one responsible for creating a rift between the Waleses and the Sussexes and was the one in William's ear telling him to cut ties with Harry. The thing that I just read here, they made sure to not name names, but it's making reference to her though. So she can sue them. Alright, you give them enough time, they start eating each other. Oh, and apparently she did quit. Alright. The tearing down has just begun. Share the tea, girl. That's an ad. Natasha, you in danger, girl. Okay, hang on. I thought Meghan was responsible for the rift between Wales and Sussex. That's been the line for years, and now it's Natasha woman. They need to get their story straight. The royals are evil. Natasha is about to get the Meghan treatment. Her husband is in the media though, so this could be a bad move by the Wales pair. Okay, those people have no loyalty. They will sell their own mothers and did. Yeah, look what he said about his mother. For good image or stories, anyone working for or supporting those people need to understand that if your principals can use their children for good PR, they will do it to you too and your entire family. Well, that accelerated quickly. It went from poor Kate left in her of our need to Archer played a role in the destruction of the monarchy in little more than a week. That got to be a record. Alright, let's go to the next one. Camilla responds to a post. Look at the lying scum playing victim. There's the laugh here when all Judy did was shook her hands and let her know who she was. There was a video that I saw. Okay, so that was the video. And there's this one here. This is someone that I blocked. Is the video there? No, there was a long video. But anyway, let's see here. This is one of the tweets that I shared with you when it first came out. So Camilla seems to respond to it. This woman, this is Camilla Tominey, a screenshot. This woman screamed and shouted throughout the entire match, completely lacking in any self-awareness, like all Sussex squatters, not just rude, but completely ignorant. I doubted she was screaming. Alright, remember when the Sussex squad terrorists harassed Tom Brower at Invictus game? Well, today, at Camila Tominey, got the sewer squad treatment at Wimbledon, so they're on retweeting each other. Honestly, these cretinous bullies are vile. Let's see here. You were rude and obnoxious and annoy everyone sitting. It doesn't seem like she was annoying everybody. You were the only one who turned around. Everybody else is minding their own business. I don't see any other head facing the camera. Drunking, screaming, and shouting, trailing off the source and showing some self-awareness. Anyway, you know she's lying there as well. Okay, exactly. Camilla will never erase this evil she brought onto Megan. There's us, Sussex squad. Camila Tominey is a liar. Cry. Were you there? My understanding is that Judy was very drunk and loud. Oh, please. Oh, please. Were you there or taking notes from Camilla? So this is the... Okay, no, it's smaller. There was a longer version I saw. Professional trolls in the UK who make a living and relentlessly targeting individuals using disinformation for years don't get to call out private citizens who call them out on targeting, harassment, and incitement to violence. Okay, this is back in 2021. Camila Tominey, the journalist who broke the fake story on Meghan making Kate cry, is confronted over her story, and it seems like she just doesn't get it. Alright, so let's listen to this, and after that I go to the next one.
I wanted to ask you also about the conversation that was had about Kate and about this just before the wedding, that there were the tears, and I think at the time it was actually
I wrote the story.
It was your story, wasn't it? And the story that you wrote was that there was an argument for the wedding regarding the bridesmaids' dresses. In fact, let's just see what she said about it. Hold on. So they are saying with your story, the reverse happened from your story.
A few things on that. First of all, as you know, I don't write things that I don't believe to be true and that haven't been really well sourced. What's interesting about them coming out with that now is, obviously I'm well known for doing royal coverage, so at any point in time when we had published that, I would have expected to have received a phone call saying it's wrong or it's misconstrued, this mustn't be reported again. I don't know, you'd even expect editorial compliance to be involved. That never happened.
Nobody confronted her because the palace was keeping a nozzle on Harry and Meghan. They didn't want them to defend themselves, and then the palace was behind all of this BS. Okay, now that we know better, and wherever she got that information, because it was not benefiting Harry and Meghan, it was benefiting the palace, so they left it alone. This is what's hurting them now in 2025.
I've got to say, though, that's all addressed in that interview, isn't it? Because they said that she couldn't understand why nobody stood up for her. Nobody phoned up and said, that's not true.
I appreciate that. But it wasn't as if the entire machinery didn't have plenty of time on their so-so to address that if they didn't think it's true.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
She also said that very machinery was part of the reason that these stories continued to be perpetuated, was because nobody within the establishment, the institution, stood up for her. They let you write these stories, but they didn't ever refute them.
The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, after this, that's it. Judy didn't tell her any lies. The truth hurts. And this is a pain in her ass that will take a while to get rid of. I'm very glad Camila Tominey is a liar. She should have just left it alone and move on. Next tweet. It was all Natasha Archer's fault, apparently. Kate lying that Meg made her cry, William bullying the Sussexes leaving the Viper's Nest. All Natasha's fault. There's the laugh here. I don't know. Loyalty is a one-way street in the Wells household. There's the link here. Kate Middleton, confident, kept Meghan Markle at arm's length, says source. There's me here. Well, we better be ready for some tea. I forgot I responded to that. Oh my God, 12 hours ago. Don't tell me they're throwing Natasha under the bus to save Bill and Button. Predictably so. Any chances that they have to throw or to shift the blame to someone else, they'll do it. So, because these people, they're never wrong, according to their crazy mindset. I can't wait for Natasha to start leaking to Tom's psych. Well, she has to be careful of what she makes public, because there's probably some agreement that she probably signed before she got the job or something like that. So she can't just go blab her mouth out about things that happen over there. So you know how discreet the palace is with their servers, people who works for them. Revenge is best served to the lunatic that is always receiving William's rage brief. Okay, laughing my ass off. Wow, now that was fast, but I certainly thought Natasha would be thrown to the wolves and the British media, not Yahoo of all sources. LOL. It's nonsense. They just made up this article. She follows some people on IG and let the world know. So now tabs are making up negative stories as payback. It's weird. The thing is that they're paying too much attention to the squad. That's the thing. The amount of conversation the squad were having, and then the tabloid probably took cues from the Sussex squad who were just fooling around, and then they turn it into that. Alright, whatever's there. It's ridiculous, but I don't get scapegoating Archer for causing the rift and not Harry and Meghan. There's the thinking face here. Well, sign NDA or not, I hope Archer accidentally spills some more tea on KP. Not once has she ever been mentioned by Harry and Meghan, but at the same time, these people get no sympathy from me. You lay down with dogs. Alright, this was so predictable. It's always going to be someone else's fault. Saint Kate and Willie can do no wrong. Alright, next tweet. Okay, so this is the video that's like 8 minutes. Okay, I put it by itself. Let's see here. Alright, let's pause. So no mention of me being drunk, and funny enough, the only people I was pissed off was a couple next to me that were Camilla's friends. Also, others were shouting and between points, including the couple in front of me at Camilla Tominey. Seriously, let it go, love. There's the laugh here. Stop digging. Okay, like I was saying in the picture, she was the only one who's looking at the camera, which is the squaddy who was taking the picture. And then everyone around Camilla was facing the court. Nobody was turning to see the person who was taking the picture. Did they say anything? It was playing. What is that? Okay.
Gavin and I, my partner, tickets have just come. There's actually somebody
let me
private
pause.
who got me some tickets.
Okay, so I think I pick it up where it started talking.
Camilla, for 15 years I've been doing journalism, and every year my mother has said to me, get me tickets to Wimbledon, and I've always said, it's not possible. No. And then you were at the most important game, the men's finals, in centre court. That's amazing.
It was astonishing because I'd been at Lord's on Saturday, which wasn't something through work. It was actually somebody privately got me some tickets, me and my husband. So I kind of like tweeting, if Carlsberg did Saturdays, because I was so delighted to be at the cricket, got home from the cricket, and then my friend at the LTA, the Lawn Tennis Association, said, you won't believe this, 2 tickets have just come up, do you want them? And offered them to me because he knows I love tennis and love watching tennis and love playing tennis. In fact, I had to cancel a mixed doubles semi-final. I'm in the plate at Leverstock Green Tennis Club. Gavin and I, my partner, I said, Gab, I'm really sorry I can't play this match. I'll play it any other day.
Do you play it as well?
Play it as well, right. In order to go to the men's final. And it was lots of fun.
Right. Where were you seated exactly?
I was seated on row K. They were great seats.
And whose side were you on in the match?
I was on Alcaraz.
Right.
And my husband was on Sinner's side, so there was a little bit of kind of spousal rivalry.
Right. Were there any famous people in the box?
I saw Orlando Bloom, so I looked across and went, oh my God, Dom, it's Orlando Bloom. I was like, where? And then I did the whole zooming in on the phone thing, pretending I was taking photographs of the scoreboard. There he is. So I was zooming in on him and quite creepily taking photographs just to send to some of my girlfriends, because we love Bloom, don't we?
And I have to ask, how does someone like, on behalf of my mum, how does someone like Orlando Bloom get
No idea.
tickets?
So this is the curious thing. Some people get into the royal box, and I'm going to let you and your mum into a secret. I once went to Wimbledon and I was in the royal box with my former editor Martin Townsend, because editors do get invited, and Anna Wintour was there yesterday, just about to leave as editor of Vogue. So journalists do make it into the royal box. So you've got the royal box, and Matthew McConaughey's in there, obviously, alongside the Princess of Wales and her children and William. And I saw Sophie Winkleman, who did a podcast with us only recently with her husband, Freddie Windsor. But then at other times, you see people like Tom Cruise and that just sitting in the crowd, and they haven't got a royal box seat, but they have got a good seat. So Orlando Bloom must have had hospitality because he was wearing a suit. Right. And looked dressed the part.
And I've noticed that with some celeb photos. They are dressed too well for a hot day to watch tennis.
So they must then be in some kind of...
They're being bankrolled.
They're being bankrolled.
They've got Castrol GTX written on the back of their suit.
So just to confirm, I just got offered the tickets. I actually went to a Tesco Express in Southfields. I was very proud of myself. I went to a hardware store. I bought a little picnic baggy thing. What do I mean?
Picnic basket?
No, I bought a cool bag.
Right.
I bought a cool bag. I went to Tesco Express. I bought my husband and I a meal deal and some other snacks. I then, to keep them cool because there was no ice, bought a packet of frozen peas and thought, this will cool it all down. I'm going to throw them away. So look, we did Wimbledon on a budget because we did buy 2 beers, 1 alcoholic, 1 alcohol-free for me, and it was £18.95 for 2 beers, which was quite a lot. And I wasn't going to start buying strawberries and cream for anything. I don't think you should ever buy fruit for over a tenner.
No.
And then everything was going well. I was just chatting away with my husband, and I heard this shout of Camilla. So I kind of obviously instinctively turned around. It's not a name you hear that often.
No.
And then I turned and I saw this lady. She was like, oh, I thought it was you. And I was like, oh, hi. And she said, yeah. And I reached out my hand because if anyone ever spots me in public, which sometimes I do, you'll have had it, I often get just a look of total consternation. Do I know you from somewhere? And I then have to explain who I am because I'm not really that... Journalists aren't always that famous unless they're like Anne Robinson or Piers Morgan. So I kind of lent out my hand to sort of greet her. She was on the row behind. And then she said, oh, I'm a Harry and Meghan fan, so I don't know if you'd want to shake my hand. And you blocked me on Twitter for calling you a something beginning with W.
Barclay banker, yes.
That's it. So I went, oh, that's a bit objectionable. And so it kind of slightly sort of ruined the beginning of me watching this match because I thought, God, there's hostility. I've got hostility towards me on my day off.
Yes.
And let's be honest, just for doing my job.
What
Thought
job?
nothing more of it. And then returned home to discover that she had taken a photograph of me and then sort of put it on X with a view to kind of...
I mean, this should not be surprised because you were facing her when she took the picture, so you knew she took the picture.
With Pup's support among her fellow Sussex squatters, which is the name we use to describe trolls who criticise people who aren't, slavishly devoted to Harry and Meghan.
Slavishly.
And it kicked up a bit of a storm.
It did. I mean, there was a lot of support for you because regardless of the politics of it, it's a really rude and intrusive thing to do.
Well, also, she then subsequently spent most of the match sort of shouting and hollering.
Right.
Which was quite distracting, not least for the couple next to her who kind of leaned into me and said, you keep on doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Which was very sweet. And then you think to yourself, should you give it the oxygen of publicity? Should you address it?
Yes.
But I just don't really agree with people, A, being rude in public when you've been polite.
Yeah.
If I've been impolite, then fair enough. But I was completely polite, even in the face of just abject rudeness.
Yes.
And then to put something online and just think that you can just do this stuff and get away with it. I don't think we should have to put up with it. Why should we?
I agree with you with the things you get away with. I wonder why you get away with some of the lies you've been saying.
I agree. Whenever I go on television, people always say, oh, look, it's Burke from Aliens. I look a bit like Paul Reiser from Aliens. He's the corporate shill who betrays everyone. And they, both in my looks and my personality and my politics, I'm a bit like Burke.
They
from
could
Aliens.
say that you look like the alien that came out of John Hurt's stomach.
It could
That
be
would
worse.
be worse.
It could be worse. And therefore they always put up a photo of me next to Burke. But the point is, that's just a stock photo they've taken off online. But the thing of someone actually photographing you without permission and putting it up and directing people to look at you and laugh at you, I do feel that is crossing the line.
Well, then I thought, have I got a leg to stand on? Because obviously I have worked for a tabloid and a broadsheet that like to take photographs of Harry and Meghan when they don't know they're being taken.
But what about the big philosophical question of, well, we make money talking about famous people. So
yes, I agree.
Is this a case of if you can't take it, don't give it?
If you can't take it, don't dole it out. I agree with you that she is more than welcome to write to the editor.
Yeah.
And if she finds any problems with any of the pieces I've written in the past about Harry and Meghan, and I include the couple in this, they have a right of reply, both to the editor, legally, and through IPSO, the Independent Press Standards Organisation. I don't know if I need to be kind of trolled face to face in my own free time. The thing about social media is it just has allowed anybody to express an opinion with impunity about anything, but on matters of which they know absolutely nothing.
Yes, I fear you're describing my job.
Well, we are meant to be jacks of all trades.
Well, I am a sketch writer,
none.
and I am a sketch writer, and it is kind of my job to do these things. But I like to think I punch up rather than down, and I wouldn't be rude about someone who was on their day off and was trying to enjoy a game.
Well, you wouldn't stick your notebook in someone's face if they were at a sporting event on a Sunday.
No, I wouldn't. And I do respect private lives, and I don't go after family, etc., etc.
All right, so this is what Harry and Meghan have been saying. Leave them alone. When they're doing their things privately, don't go in their face. When they're not doing public event, stay away from them.
There are certain rules.
Leave the women and children out of this, Tim.
But I regard Parliament as like someone being on TV. It's like you've stepped into the arena in which you are open to criticism. But if I saw someone, in a poor state somewhere else or enjoying themselves with their family, whatever, I wouldn't go after them. But anyway,
I'm glad the picture is taken because everyone's now familiar with my resting bitch face. Like I look really stern. This is why somebody very wise once told me, whenever you're on camera or anywhere, just always smile. Because if you don't, you look very serious if you don't smile. I do anyway. So I'm always very smiley when I'm on air.
Yes.
Because you just look better.
Yeah.
Smile for me, Tim.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Look at those pearly
apart
white.
from that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the show?
So I only let you guys listen to it because I was already playing it. There's her here. While I was listening to this, there's a lot of other tweets. Okay, let me just do it really quickly. Let me see, 4 tweets regarding Camilla Tominey, and then I just came across a tweet regarding Harry Halo Trust for doing my job. So Camilla, your job is lying. You will go down in history as the indecent liar who, while knowing full well that it was a lie, still printed the Meghan made Kate cry story. You put Meghan Sussex in danger and have caused her to be bullied for almost a decade now. All right, let's listen. 1 minute and 20 seconds.
I was just chatting away with my husband and I heard this shout of Camilla. So I kind of obviously instinctively turned around. It's not a name you hear that often.
Okay, so it's a part of that long video we just heard. I don't need to listen to it again. So let's see here. She can't even take a day in Meghan's shoes. Camilla Tominey is a liar. It's so pathetic. She can't handle a minute of it. Alright, Camilla Tominey is playing the victim. The same woman that bully women for a living, clutching her fake pearls, crying her white tears, claiming she was harassed. Please, this woman got her just desert, and I love that for her. Okay, so there's another one here, another tweet talking about it. Okay, same video again. You're a public figure, Camilla, aren't you? There's all that, the same thing again. Oh, did I put it twice? Looks like I did. Let's leave it alone. There's another one regarding her. I just want to get these out of the way since I put them on the list. One more regarding her. Someone mentioned Camilla Tominey on this app recently. I thought that woman retired to Shady Oaks retirement home years ago. Who let her outside and where are her handlers? There's the laugh here. Bish out here crying wolf and getting roasted. There's the laugh here. Sis, that part. When she should be safe at her nursing home waiting for her afternoon snack and meds. The laugh again. But she's using those frail fingers to tweet. Alright, the squad are just laughing. So this is my last one regarding Camilla Tominey. And then after that, I'm gonna put a tweet we got. Oh no, there's another one regarding Camilla Tominey. Okay, I don't believe Camilla's story because there's so many inconsistencies, but Kate is not okay. She doesn't look healthy. She has no friends. Her husband loves to throw her under the bus. It's not normal, but it makes sense why she's so jealous and obsessed with Meghan. Okay, she doesn't look healthy, nor did she when she released her initial video. C. What the hell is C stand for? Alright, I don't believe it either, but what I do believe is that something so profound and so traumatized happened. She was so frail, gray in her skin, her eyes were completely lifeless, there was nothing. Okay, don't concern yourself with the Kate debacle. Those Meghan haters talk nothing but shit about Meghan and her family. Why should I care about Kate's health? That's their problem. She has the best health plan money can buy. I personally don't give two F's about any of them over there, Sussex only. Parallels with Dana, and worth noting, Harry walked away because he sensed his wife was getting treated like his mother, and he saw his brother rolling over and accepting it. Okay, the only inconsistencies are the one you imagine. Okay, alright. So there's one more regarding Camilla. I think it's Camilla. I'm not sure. Let's see here. There's this here, and then the last one is a tweet that I just saw regarding Harry with Halo. Okay, let me know if you want my details. Good afternoon at Camilla. Should you wish to report this matter with police, please DM us via the link below. Okay, Med Contact Center. Alright, so if they want to... Did someone say if she want to report it to police? Alright. I mean, if that the squaddy was shouting during the match, I'm pretty sure they would have removed her. Okay? She said she was drunk and all of that. If that was the case, and she was disturbing people around who was watching the match, they would have removed her, because during those matches they usually want quiet. Okay, when an ex-partner threatened to kill me on Facebook live and did a Facebook post saying he wanted me dead, Met Police refused to investigate it because they say he didn't contact me directly to issue his death threat, but they've got the energy for this. Judy, please keep me posted. Alright, that's horrible. I hope you're okay now. Okay, they're now saying you related to Meghan's nanny. What the hell? OMG. Okay, haha, let them do it. Expose her for the liar that she is. I'm sure there's CCTV which will show the truth. If they threw Lewis Hamilton out of Wimbledon, they most definitely will have removed you if you had behaved like she said you did. It's too funny. That's what I was saying. I didn't even see this comment. If she was behaving like she said, they would have removed her. Okay, hi Judy. Since Camilla has publicly used her large platform to accuse you of being a drunken troublemaker, are you considering suing her for defamation of character? Alright, Camilla Tominey is a liar. She can lie about others without blinking, but the second the truth turns on her, she loses her damn mind. Classic thin skin. What's that about? Only a few hearty words, or is that only applicable if you're trying to stoke up the basis? Alright, so there's that. So this is my last one. I literally just posted while I was listening to that 8-minute video, and I saw it on my other screen. There's this here. Alright, so that is it. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that is it. Thank you for watching. Now I need to take a break.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.